Ancient Gaul. Imagine a vast land stretching from the Rhine River to the Atlantic Ocean, home to hundreds of Celtic tribes, the Arverni, the Edui, the Helvetii, the Belgae. Each had its own customs, chieftains and warriors. They were fierce, independent people, skilled metalworkers, brave fighters and deeply spiritual, guided by their mysterious druid priests. But they were often at odds with each other. Into this complex world stepped Gaius Julius Caesar. In 58 BC, Caesar was a prominent Roman politician, but he craved more. He needed military glory, he needed wealth, he needed a power base. His governorship of Cisalpine Gaul, Transalpine Gaul and Illyricum was his golden opportunity. He wasn't just there to administer provinces, he had a far grander vision. Gaul, with its famed riches and legendary warriors, was the perfect stage for his ambitions. Caesar's official reason for marching his legions into independent Gaul was a supposed threat. The Helvetii, a large tribe from modern-day Switzerland, were on the move. Caesar declared this an unacceptable danger. Caesar wasted no time. His first major clash was with the migrating Helvetii. Near the Arar River, now the Saône, he caught a portion of their tribes as they tried to cross. It was a swift, brutal affair. Caesar's legions, disciplined and professional, fell upon the Helvetii with devastating efficiency. The Roman soldiers were war machines. The Helvetii, burdened with families and possessions, were at a severe disadvantage. Thousands were killed or driven into the river. This initial victory sent a clear message. Caesar was here, and he meant business. The main Helvetii force, however, was still intact. They met Caesar's legions near the fortified town of Bibracte. This was a much tougher fight, a pitched battle that lasted for many hours. The Gauls fought with incredible courage. Caesar himself later wrote, "The battle was long and fiercely contested. He had to use all his tactical skill. He chose his ground carefully, positioning his legions on a hillside. The Romans hurled their javelins, their deadly pillar, then drew their short swords, the gladii. Wave after wave of Gallic warriors charged, but the Roman lines held." Caesar's ambitions didn't stop at the borders of Gaul. In 57 BC, he faced a major challenge from the north. A powerful coalition of Belgae tribes united against him. Caesar himself described the Belgae as the bravest of all the Gauls. The ensuing battle of the Sabis River was a desperate struggle. The Romans were caught by surprise. They were almost overwhelmed. Caesar had to personally rally his men, grabbing a shield and plunging into the front lines. His courage and quick thinking saved the day. Having largely pacified the Gallic tribes, Caesar looked for new arenas to display Roman power. In 55 BC, he ordered a remarkable feat of engineering. His soldiers built a wooden bridge across the mighty Rhine River in just 10 days. He then marched his legions into Germania. This wasn't an invasion of conquest, it was a show of force, a message to the Germanic tribes that Roman power could reach them. After a brief campaign, he withdrew, destroying the bridge behind him. It was a powerful statement. Rome could go anywhere. No natural barrier could stop them. Caesar was demonstrating his audacity and Rome's reach. Section 4. The Great Revolt and the Siege of Alesia. Years of Roman occupation had taken their toll on the Gallic tribes. The constant warfare, the heavy demands for grain and supplies, the loss of independence. Resentment simmered beneath the surface. The Gauls were a proud people. They cherished their freedom. Many tribes had been forced into alliances with Rome against their will. All it needed was a spark, a leader capable of uniting the fragmented tribes against the common enemy. That leader emerged in 52 BC. Vercingetorix, a young nobleman of the Arverni tribe, he was charismatic, intelligent and a skilled warrior. He understood that the Gauls could not defeat the Romans in conventional pitched battles. He rallied many of the major Gallic tribes into a great confederation. He persuaded them to adopt a scorched earth policy, to burn their own towns and crops to deny supplies to the Roman legions. This was a new kind of challenge for Caesar. A united Gaul, led by a brilliant commander fighting a war of attrition. The united Gallic revolt gained momentum. Vercingetorix inflicted a rare and stinging defeat on Caesar at the siege of Gergovia. This was Vercingetorix's own tribal stronghold. Section 5. Conquest's End and a Republic's Crisis. The climax at Alesia was brutal. Inside the fortress, Vercingetorix's army began to starve. Outside, the massive Gallic relief army, said to number over 250,000 men, launched furious attacks on Caesar's outer defences. Caesar's legions were caught in the middle, fighting desperately on two fronts. The pressure was immense. Caesar himself rode along the lines, urging his men on, his scarlet cloak making him a visible target. He knew everything depended on this. Roman discipline, training and Caesar's brilliant generalship held firm against overwhelming odds. The relief army was eventually broken and scattered. The Gauls inside Alesia had no hope left. With his relief army defeated and his own men starving, Vercingetorix made a fateful decision. He surrendered. According to some accounts, he rode out of Alesia in full armour, circled Caesar, then dismounted and laid his weapons at the Roman general's feet. It was a dramatic and symbolic end to the great Gallic revolt. Gaul, after nearly a decade of ferocious warfare, was finally subdued. The cost was immense. Historians estimate that as many as 1 million Gauls may have died during the wars. Another million were enslaved.